Hello and welcome back to another night in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and this is something new I'm calling CGB After Hours. I'm looking for a way to make some content around the things that most casual audiences on YouTube aren't very interested in. Historic seems to be one of those things. So I'm calling this CGB After Hours, where I just play the decks that I want to play. I goof around in Historic, for example. Maybe I'll do some of the weirdo events like Momir. Doesn't sound very exciting to me, but well, you never know. Some of the stuff that usually if I made YouTube content around it, it would not get up in time, people wouldn't click on it, things like that. YouTube clicks seem to value standard, and I have to really work on standard. When my channel was doing the best, I was making a new standard deck every day. Since I started branching out and doing things like Historic and Brawl, the channel hasn't done quite as well, but I do want my subscribers, members, to get something extra, and I would also like to encourage more people to support on Patreon, subscribe on Twitch, and become members on YouTube to help the channel grow. So I'm going to do some of these videos, and we'll see if people like them. You're getting the no edited treatment, so I'm not sending these through to the editor or making fancy thumbnails. Let me know what you think. You can always talk to me on Discord. That's where I'd prefer that my subs, members, and patrons talk to me, but I know not everybody has Discord, so you can message me through whatever you choose to, but Discord's probably the quickest way to get in a convo with me or give me direct feedback. So you can also get me on Twitter. But anyway, let me know what you think. This is a Historic deck that I've been working on. I'm trying to make Kiln Fiend do a thing. So this is, I call it Kiln Face, and it's Jund, but it's barely Jund. It could basically be mono red. Our black cards are Carnage and the Spectacle and Rixmati Reveler, and there are 4 Once Upon Times as our green card to try to help us find Kiln Fiend and Arclight Phoenix early and often. The perfect draw with this deck would be turn 1, maybe we shock or carnival the opponent's thing. Turn 2, we Kiln Fiend. Turn 3, we use Merchants of Vale's Haggleside to discard an Arclight Phoenix, draw a card, activate Kiln Fiend. Use Crash Through to give our Kiln Fiend Trample, draw a card, and then play something else. Maybe a Shock, maybe a Warlord's Fury, maybe another Merchant of the Vale discarding another Arclight Phoenix for the absolute glory. So that's what the deck's about. We have 3 Stomping Grounds as our only way to cast Once Upon a Time. The idea is that we can also just discard it if we can't cast it, as we have many rummage discard effects hanging out in the deck. And then we have 2 Thuds to throw Kiln Fiend at the face, although this works very well with Arclight Phoenix as well. You can often set it up so that you have an Arclight Phoenix on the board, you can sacrifice it to the Thud to deal damage, and then cast 2 other spells and get the Arclight Phoenix back anyway. Alright, pretty fun little brew. Let's go play a few games. Yep, no fancy editing here, just you, me, and conversation. Maybe I'll tell you some deep thoughts. Maybe not. Now there's pressure on me. Ooh. Yeah, this is a pretty sweet hand. With Once Upon a Time and Merchant of the Vale ready to go, we're definitely looking at a potential turn 3 Phoenix if the opponent gives us targets for Carnival Carnage. Once Upon a Time being free can actually enable a turn 2 Phoenix, which is pretty frickin' amazing. So here's my mountain. Your turn. Don't use Once Upon a Time until it's absolutely necessary. So our opponent didn't give us a target, but we do have a turn 2 Arclight Phoenix, so let's use Once Upon a Time and go digging. There's another Birdo. The perfect draw would be another Haggle. It's a Thud. It's not perfect, but I'll take it. Oh, it was one card away, guys. 1 card away. The birds have arrived. Can't draw it up better than this when you make a video. The deck doing what you wanted to do. I don't like this. But we'll give it a try. Okay, no responses. Unfortunately, I don't have another way to draw a card, so we're not going to get there. We didn't draw the land. Throw it on back to the opponent. Blue-white control. No. Sigh. And now we're making Mon-Thurs, huh? Fun. I get to decide if I want to do anything this turn. I might just want to kill the side to get another bird if I draw the land. I think I'll wait and see what I draw. And we draw the land, so we're going to get back another bird. We don't have another way to draw a card, so we're casting Carnival, Shock, Thud, probably. So we can Shock here, Thud this, Carnival this. Seems good. Sacrifice here. And here come the birds. Smash. Eh? Take it. You must have something that keys off artifacts here. Oh, Deputy. That's rude. Not what I expected out of a blue-white artifact deck. Somebody's a big Deputy fan, and there's a thrill of possibility. If we draw a land and a spell, we can get the bird back right away. We could also play Merchant of the Veil and try to set it up a little better. I think I'm going to be aggressive about this. Okay, didn't quite get there, so we'll pass it on back. Ooh. It's gonna be a rough one. The opponent's probably going to be able to make plenty of bodies to get in the way. We can almost burn them out. Fourth land, a Carnage. Okay. Sure. Spell? It's a spell. Go for another land probably here. Yep. Or a haggle to try to draw one, but I don't love that. So that's one spell. This is two spells. This is three spells. We're definitely in burn range now. Down to two. Plenty of shocks to draw. $15 life. Opponent's last card is Emery, and they hit an Ornithopter. And you see, it's some kind of a artifact control deck. Oh, the perfect draw, and the opponent won't stay around for it. Well, it doesn't get much better than that. I should probably just stop the video, but I want to give you a little more. So yeah, things that don't seem to go as well on YouTube. Standard is definitely the highest. Without question, Standard gets the most views, the most clicks, the most everything, and seems to help the channel grow. The time when my channels went through the most growth was when I was uploading a Standard video every day. Even when the meta was quote-unquote stale and full of Scape Shift and Field of the Dead, right? But Brawl, Historic, and Free-to-Play. Free-to-Play is probably the worst. It's kind of... The lack of interest is really depressing, and it definitely beats me up over time, so I have to be careful about how much I engage with it, to be honest. Which is why maybe having an outlet for that kind of stuff here People accuse me of putting it behind a paywall, but honestly, if I upload 2 videos a day, it hurts. Like, it hurts my algorithm because one video gets shown more than the other in search, and that video, if it ends up being free to play or brawl or something, doesn't get the clicks. So I'm trying to figure out a way to optimize what I want to do for content with the algorithm. I have a lot more playing that I want to do, and I just like, if I have to put up a standard video every day, I'll do it. Color challenge is fun, but it does seem to get some people seem to tune out at certain points of the color challenge, which hurts views too. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure myself out. I'm gonna say go. Let's hold on to these. We'll discard this Arclight Phoenix to the Thrill and try to set up a turn 3 Phoenix. We could also draw Once Upon a Time, which is a good reason not to play a spell. Warlord's Fury is nice. So the idea here is we'll use Thrill of Possibility, drop a Phoenix, and we may as well hold off on it. If our opponent has a counter, that could be bad, but let's see what they fetch. If they fetch a blue source, I'm just going to do this now before they untap it. It is a blue source. Let's do this. Okay, it's not a land. We need a land. I run 20 in the deck. I've had so many games where I flooded, I don't feel like I can play more. At the same time, when these situations come up, I'm really scared. Search for Azcanta, sweet. Nice. Got there. Alright. So let's use Merchant of the Veil to haggle. Drop off the Arclight Phoenix. Lovely. Let's use Warlord's Fury. Draw another card. Maximize Velocity. Alright, pay 2 life. Merchant of the Veil. Haggle away the Maximize Velocity, because we can cast it from the graveyard if we ever need to. Bring back 2 birds. And get them. Ugh. I love when this deck does its thing. The opponent keeps their top card. It better be a good one. We might see a Teferi here. No? Hold up mana for Absorb? Sure. Alright. What is the play this turn, though? We might just try to cast a Merchant of the Veil. We have so many good spells here. See if we can get the opponent to flinch as we go to combat. They can't just take 6 forever, after all. Brazen Borrower to return it to my hand. Okay. We can drop it off to haggle next turn. So take 3. And we'll play a Merchant. Doesn't look like Merchy Boy. Or it's Forbidding Spirit that's Merchant. Claims to be a Merchant. And the opponent playing Drago on me. Okay. Well, are you ready to do spell things? What about Settle the Wreckage? What about it? Let's see if we can get our opponent to take an action. Ooh, there's a Kiln Fiend. Well, we can line that up for a Maximize Velocity later. Let's go ahead and try to at least get our bird back and see if our opponent will flinch or not. Shock. Do we thud you? Thud goes much better with a Kiln Fiend if we can get our opponent to tap some mana. So yeah, it's like this. So one thing I could have done is save the shock to hit my own Arclight Phoenix if the opponent has Settle the Wreckage. But I'll try it like this. I'd really like to get my opponent to Wrath. Yeah, there it is. That's too bad. I should have saved the shock. I guess what I could have done instead is thud the opponent, which I think does make more sense in hindsight. But we learn. Now, how do I get my opponent to tap out? Maybe they'll go for a Teferi, and then we can go for a Thud Kiln Fiend. Kiln Fiend, maximize velocity. No, they're just never gonna tap mana. Okay. Well, I can go after their hand with a Carnage. Just go burn on them. See if we can get them to tap mana. Okay, they go for Absorb. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not enough. If I play the Kiln Fiend, if I just cast it, the opponent might tap out for some kind of a crazy, some kind of a Wrath. But let's get in there. Okay. We essentially just kind of stayed even here this turn, which I don't love. Alright, well if the opponent taps out to Wrath me, I can either draw another Kiln Fiend, or I can play a Merchant, maximize velocity it, play 2 other spells, get back the bird. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if they tap 5 for Wrath, I can lethal them despite losing the Kiln Fiend. 4 cards in graveyard for the Azcanta. They have not played a main phase spell this game. Alright, we drew that. That's a card you can draw. So, let's start with a Crash Through. Let's go for a Carnage. If they don't counter it, then they don't have a counter, so they're probably going to hold on to a Settle the Wreckage, which means Thud should resolve. Ooh. Alright, well, I'm going for it. What you got? Did you save a counterspell? Not today. Last card was the 3rd Settle, perhaps? Too reactive, though. They played their blue-white control decks too reactive, but we did have two birds on turn 3, so I get it. I don't know what they could have done better, and I could have played it better. If I had my shock to basically counter that Settle the Wreckage, things would have been a lot different. Although that Thud eventually won me the game, so who knows? This is not a great hand. But we get to play Fiend into Fiend. If we draw any card draw spells, like just about any spells get this hand moving. But you're probably going to see the deck's fail state unless I draw perfectly. Stomping Ground, go. Okay, Soul Sisters. That is a problematic matchup. Like, a Johnny's Pridemates can just be too big to do anything about if you're not careful. Oh, a Danto Vanguard? Okay, that's an interesting one I haven't seen. Haggle is here. In fact, we can get a bird this turn. We can also pitch our Kiln Fiend at something. But maybe I just want to set up bigger and badder. What you got? It's an interesting proposition, but I didn't think they'd block, and they didn't. So I feel fine. It's kind of a bluff there. But I like to get away with things. Alright, big third turn. Can they stop me? Can they put up a real serious defense? Healer's Hawk. Okay. Second Vanguard, sure. Come at me, bro. No. Coward. Alright, we need another discard effect for the absolute best. Come on. Bring me the nuts. Let's do this. We have Crash Through to give Trample, by the way. Oh, no way. Is this really happening? Pinch me. Pinch me now. Oh, we need another mountain for the Thud. We gotta have it. We gotta have the mountain. Come on. That'll do. Oh, that'll do. We need one of these to live, though. Let's gamble for it. Here come the birds. They have Trample. It would take a lot of gang blocking. The opponent would have to put like all these in front of each Kiln Fiend and still take 16. Oh, I think they're gonna do it. No, they didn't. Okay. This may be the best run that I've ever had in my life. Get him. Holy crap. Did you have fun this match? Let me know in comments. Well, I don't think it can get better. I'm kind of blown away. It's all downhill from here, but I certainly hope you enjoyed this video. So, thank you so much for your support. If you're watching this, thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.